So I'm here today with John Bridge, and John is the director of Studio John Bridge. Welcome, John. Great to meet you.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you for having us.
Tell us a bit about Studio John Bridge then.
Yeah, so we're a small but unique architectural practice in Preston, with a slow go of small enough to care, big enough to wow. And we do residential eco design projects all the way through to city centre regeneration and bringing life back into buildings and places.
Sounds brilliant. Talking of city centre, I believe you're involved with Regeneration of Preston as well.
Yeah,
What are you doing there?
Well, it started really a little catalyst for me was the Preston Market project when I was freelancing for FWP, and then over the years, I think it's just something that I really care about because being from Preston, wanted to uplift our city, which is, in my opinion, still very much a town that really has the power to be something great. But anything, that I can put my hand on, I am at the minute with our team, and we're really looking at the in-between places that really need uplifting, working on the old Tramroad Bridge with Preston City Council. We're on with a few initiatives of our own, such as the Winkley Street project. We're the project architect on the Harris Institute regeneration, and also working on another couple of projects with the likes of Eric Wright Group and UCLan.
Good for you, mate. Well done. Flying the flag for Preston. Love it.
Yeah, trying.
And how's business? How are you progressing?
Really good, thank you. It's been, a lovely but nice challenge over the years, and we're just going into our 10th year of business, as I explained to you earlier. So May 30th this year will be 10 years of Studio John Bridge Limited.
I won't ask you what you're going to celebrate, how you're going to celebrate, but I'm sure you will do in style.
We're going to try. We're going to do something nice with the studio and family and friends, and then we're going to do something with our clients for sure. So watch the space.
Brilliant, brilliant. So what are the types of customers do you have? You mentioned residential and city centre, so a bit of a mix going on there.
Yeah, we have actually. We've got smaller residential projects because we still do the extensions, remodeling, opening up. A lot of the things that people living in that field are the connection to the garden, natural light, additional open plan living space. Those are making their property more environmentally friendly to reduce energy bills, all the way through to new build eco homes, which we're lucky enough to have quite a nice little portfolio of those now. Some that we'll be photographing soon, but some that we've just photographed that look fantastic. But then as a complete contrast with that, which is if that's our eco ethos that we love, the other side is regeneration. And, like I said, I'm very passionate about bringing buildings and places back to life and giving them new 21st century uses. I think that's sort of the placemaking regeneration side of what we do. And that ties in nicely with the residential. But we've also got a number of commercial projects on. We've got a number of supported living schemes with Progress Housing Group, RWP. And we've also now got projects with Preston City Council, Eric Wright Group, and also UCLan. So, for a small studio, we're on that growth now.
Lots going on. Brilliant. So what would you say, John, differentiates your company and your approach to others that might be out there?
I think our core values, which are really at the heart and soul of it, it's communication. We're very passionate about making sure that we communicate in our architectural style in the way of like 3D visualization and virtual reality to really try and help our clients understand the designs that we do for them. And then to add that architectural flair, we do really try and push boundaries and get the best value out for our clients to spend their money wisely. That goes to said that we have like a really good feasibility stage and client briefing session at the get-go. But also, I think our eco design experience and passion in that field has really helped because it's in everything that we do. We're constantly thinking around sustainability, and it goes far down the line of making sure it's efficient and sufficient as well for our clients' budget.
Awesome, brilliant. So, what does the future look like? What you've got a lot going on, obviously.
Yeah.
Some great opportunities there. What are the challenges as well that you face?
Well, I think it's about cash flow in doing work in a field where there's lots going on in Preston, but the actual, conversion of those ideas into actual projects are dependent upon getting the right level of investors into our city and county. And that's quite challenging at times when you think about the cost of land and buildings that they need to think about when putting together the development formula. And this goes everywhere, but Preston is the under the magnifying glass for me. And I think getting the right contractors to work with that can you look at those projects sensibly, working with Jake Suthers, our QS, very closely, and he's got a real good finger on the pulse of the cost of development, and also then working with the likes of Mark Smith, who's understanding then the value of return, and Taylor Estates and people like that, so they can really understand what likely rental sale values you're going to get at the end. And I think to understand that developer formula goes all the way up from a residential project all the way up through to a multi-million-pound project, to make sure our clients are looked after and they see the investment and the return investment that they're going to get from that project. So it's understanding that's become ever more prevalent recently.
Yeah, there's a lot to it, isn't there?
Yes.
Lots of moving parts and lots of contributors to those moving parts.
And that's why we founded last year, Jake Suthers and I, the Project Go Lab, because as good as having an architectural practice is on its own and the QS practice on its own, you're better together. We can see through multidisciplinary practices in the past, good working partnerships with people that you trust and that you get some efficiency out of doing more than one project with. You help that learning curve that you go with clients and on projects, you can then take to the next project. So you get that, efficiency there. But it's also about helping each other out and referring work to one another. So we extended that out to not just ourselves, but to a discipline in every field of our industry. So we've got Kingswood M&E, we've got Reed Jones Structural Engineering, we've got Eden Planning Consultancy, we've got RJD, I believe on Principal Design. We've got ultimately Melinda Kiss on interior design, and the list goes on with some really fantastic consultants and service operators that we need within our field. And it's self-referring work to one another, and then being able to bid for bigger projects together as giving our clients a one-stop shop fee proposal and communicator.
So I guess that's a great learning that makes you even stronger. What other learnings have you had, John, in the 10 years that you've been in business?
Oh gosh, lots. I think making sure that as innovative and creative as I can be, that we send that message through to our clients, and making sure that I listen to our clients and the people that we work with. As much as it is giving them ideas, it's around really trying to interpret and listen to what their needs are and brief. And sometimes that takes some eking out. It's not as easy to maybe try and get to the point as quick with some than others. But the more business to business commercial regen work that we're doing, I'm finding a new sort of line of communication is a bit easier with some than the private work, where it can be a bit more challenging because you're dealing with more emotions and smaller budgets. So when you're dealing with bigger budgets and more commercial B2B clients, you can sort of help yourself in a way, because you're then able to you've got one foot on the project timeline already, because they know what's to be expected. Then you can really come into your own by getting best value for them in design. The design cost time triangle. More we can understand from the get-go what our clients' needs are, the more we can do a better job for them.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is a bit of a hypothetical one. to finish off with. Knowing what you now know, if you could turn the clock back and change anything about the business to make it even better going forward, what might that be?
I'd have probably saved up a little bit more when I first started to give myself a good 6 months to 12 months cash flow to enable the likes of making sure that, because I've had some business coaching over the years that we just spoke about, and I think everybody should. And they're really good because they challenge you on the why and they challenge you on the how. And I think that what gets in the way for a lot of people with that is the need to bring money in and literally pay the bills. And I'd started with 3 months cash flow, like, at the time. Obviously our needs has grown over the years, but just give yourself a little bit more leeway to really work on the projects and go for the clients to the type of projects you really want to work on rather than accepting everything.
Yeah, easier said than done, but yeah, good learning.
It is, isn't it? Because we've got to all be savvy. But I think if I'd have collaborated sooner, if I'd have known what I know now, I think trying to do everything on your own is just not the best method. You are definitely better with other people and other people who are genuinely better at things than you. What's the point in collaborating otherwise? You want to fill the gaps. So working with Jake, who's just fantastic at financial management and stepping out of the box with how you can value engineer projects. That's ultimately a really big thing I could take if I was to offer my young self some advice.
Yeah. John, those are great insights. So thank you very much for sharing all that. And I wish you every bit of success for the next 10 years.
Thanks so much, mate. Great to see you.
Well done. Thank you.
Cheers.